My name is Dr. Carrington Falk, and today I want to talk to you about good ideas, great ideas, and also God ideas. And I want to talk about the differences between all three, especially in education. We talk about education, but these are things that you could use in your own lives, right? I know I use it in my own life. So before we get any deeper, let's take a step back and just talk about the value of ideas in education, because someone could say, hey, forget all the ideas, let's keep everything the same. But that's exactly what I'm here to battle against, right? Is just keeping it the same, not asking any questions. That is a hotbed of not having innovation there. That's a hotbed of doing everything the same way that we've always done it, right? You hear that all the time. If you're not asking questions, if you're not bringing any new ideas into the fold, well then what are you doing? Times are changing. I mean, look around us. I don't even have to give any current news stories for you to connect with that. I know something's happening right now as you listen to this. And so we need to discuss this. But of course, there is a dark side. There's bad ideas. So we're going to touch on that today as well. So before we take the word idea out of good idea, great idea, God idea, let's take a look at the definition of idea. So the word idea means a thought or suggestion as to a possible course of action. And that's a powerful definition, because you're talking about a thought becoming an action. I mean, that to me, that's a mind-blowing thing. You're saying that ideas become action, and even a suggestion, I could suggest something, it becomes a possibility, a possible course of action. That's powerful. I mean, that's something that, not jumping ahead here, but God would want us to have, gave us that power, right? And then, a second definition is the aim or purpose, getting into the realm of vision. That's the aim or purpose, the idea. And so we took a look at the word idea. Let's take a look at the words that are before idea, which is good, great, and God. All right, so we're taking a look at the word good, and it says here as an adjective, to be desired or approved of. So we're talking about good ideas in education. It says here also having the qualities required for a particular role. It sounds like a good idea, a good thought that could lead to action is to be desired or approved of. Good's going to get you in there. It's good. It's a good idea. So the word great, we really want to key in on this because we want to also talk about the differences between the words as we're going forward. And as we're looking at the word great, it says here, of an extent, amount, or intensity considerably above the normal or average. We just looked at good. Good was average because it got you in the door. It was to be desired, but it wasn't to the extent, the amount or intensity considerably above the normal or average. So this is what great is. It's above average. It's considerably above average. It's of ability, quality, or eminence, considerably above the normal or average. So we're talking about ideas in education. The idea is considerably above the normal or average. It's got an eminence to it. When you're thinking about that, you're thinking about, hey, this is reaching more than just the people in my school. This is reaching people across the district. Hey, the country, the world. This is great. The extent or the amount or intensity is considerably above the normal or average. If something is great, it's literally going to distinguish itself. It's literally going to distinguish itself. That idea that you have for your classroom, your school, your community, your district, that idea is going to distinguish itself if it's great, right? And we're talking about good ideas, great ideas, and we're going to talk about a God idea. But we want to know that, hey, there's a step up here from good to great. It's considerable. So before we went into what a God idea is, let's talk a little bit about who God is. So if we're talking about God, God is the supreme or ultimate reality, such as being perfect in power, wisdom, and goodness, who is worshipped in many different religions as creator and ruler of the universe. And so you're thinking about someone who's looked at as perfect in power. We're talking about perfect. And so that's the word I want to kind of harp in on, right? Because a God idea is going to be perfect. And what I mean by that is that we didn't create the idea. God gave us the wisdom and knowledge to impart that idea. And so that is a God idea. It's an idea that is going to touch more souls, more lives, and it's going to have more meaning and impact in us than just a good idea or even a great idea. This is a God idea from the one who is the supreme or ultimate reality, perfect in power, wisdom and goodness, who is worshiped as creator and ruler of the universe, right? And so if you look at it as that, let's go and look also at a verse. So we're looking at Proverbs 3:5-6, and it states, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. If we're leaning on God's understanding, who is perfect in power, perfect in wisdom, perfect in understanding, right? And so if we can trust the Lord with all our heart, right? So when God gives us these ideas, these are God ideas. And so we have to trust it and lean not on our own understanding, because we can understand an idea as a great idea or a good idea or a bad idea, which we're going to talk about in a second, a bad idea. But if the Lord's imparted it to us, it is a God idea. Look, an idea could sound like it's something that we shouldn't even be doing, and it still be a God idea. And this is something that you have to be on that walk to be able to truly get. And you can see it in your own life. Look at those things that were good ideas, great ideas, and God ideas. Look at that God idea. And so when you're looking at the difference between each idea, you start to see the differences between them. In education, we're talking about interactions and opportunities that happen while in this industry. The God ideas, they are inspired by divine wisdom, and they're going to lead you on the path to purpose. And that's what I want to get to today. That idea, because that idea is a thought that's leading to action, and it needs to align with purpose. It's those God ideas that are really, really impactful and profound and lead us and our communities all towards the path to innovation. So lastly, just want to touch on bad ideas, as I think we all know what a bad idea is in education. We can see it face to face a lot of days as we're going into our buildings and our schools across the country. It's very important that we be able to recognize that too, because if you are always looking for the good or the bad, right, you're not going to get the other side, right? So this is the other side. We want to just define those characteristics of bad ideas. These characteristics are a few. Here's the first one. A bad idea is going to be bad for many people. If your idea is literally seeing test scores go down, your idea is leading students not to come into school, they're not engaged, they're not locked in, right? That is going to be something that's a bad idea. It's also a bad idea if it's leading to more discipline problems in your classroom or discipline problems in your school. So it's very important to stay away from these bad ideas that could hurt people, could cause people to get hurt, cause safety concerns. Literally, some time ago, I survived a school shooting. And if you rewind back the tape, you can literally see the points where, it was a bad idea for this to happen or not happen. These are ideas that lead us down a path where we have confusion, no understanding. It's not the reality that we all want to live in. It's something that is contradictory to our values, our value system, right? You can know it's a bad idea when it's against your value system. You've had these values for years. You've been using these principles that you know to be true for years, and it contradicts it. It's a contradiction. It's ineffective. These are words, right? But they're powerful because we've seen it. We've seen things be ineffective. And I don't want to give any specific examples, but we've seen ideas being used in education today that are literally affecting students. And if you're affecting students, you're going to be affecting families, parents, and generations of students that come after. And so you're seeing the system be affected by ideas that are leading a district down. So this is what a bad idea is, what it leads to. And trust me, no one wants a bad idea, but sometimes you just can't see it. You can't see that the idea is bad. And sometimes you can't see the idea is good. I've been places where they've been down on stuff that they're doing, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, guys, y'all are actually doing a lot better than you think you're doing. You're literally doing a lot better than you think you're doing. So there's two sides of this when you're thinking about this. All right, so what are the implications for educators? What are the implications for educators? Because when we're thinking about educating students, we're thinking about the future of education. This is not only just the future of education, but it's the future of our workforce. We're looking at a workforce that literally has AI, robots, machines, autonomous technologies taking jobs away. So we have to prepare for it. So there are implications for educators. As a creative educational leader, you need to be able to ask the right questions that lead to innovation, because we have to go with the change that's happening right now. Not only go with it, we have to lead it. We have to literally lead the change, because if we don't, then the change will lead us. You need to be able to distinguish between what's a good idea, great idea, God idea, and of course, bad idea, because this has implications for educators, students, families, communities, generations behind us. And then when you're thinking about a God idea, it's going to touch generations, because it's literally that powerful. And when you're thinking about education and the idea where we're literally educating every career that is out here. Educators are the ones that prepare people for the workforce or for entrepreneurship. Very important that we seek divine guidance in this teaching, because the thing about it is that we are led with our purpose with the God ideas, right? It's that voice, that still voice, giving you that inspiration, that education, that wisdom, that path forward, that knowledge. And so we have to have that discernment. We need to have that discernment, because if we don't have the discernment, we cannot build the future of education. We can't, because everything's moving fast and it's going to get faster. Things are going to get faster, and we need to lean on that. So it's key that we cultivate this discernment, this wisdom and critical thinking, and we need to just be guided by God's direction, because the pursuit of excellence in education can't withhold and stand the bad ideas. You might think that education is already in the dumps. You might think that there's no turning back. You don't see a way, but there's a way. There's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. And before you leave, I've got something for you. It's the Thought Innovation Checklist. 10 questions for creative educational leaders. And guys, this resource will be powerful to you, because you need some questions on the road to innovation. You need to get some thought starters, because on the road to innovation, you need to have some guidance. I will talk to you soon on the road to innovation.